Hey, y'all, I'm back. So, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season whatever, reunion part 3. As y'all know, around these parts, I don't go up for Kathy Hilton the way the rest of everybody, the way the rest of y'all do. Um, and after this reunion, I don't understand. I find Twitter very interesting and just YouTube in general because I've always found it very interesting, like people who have completely polar opposite thoughts than I do on things because I just be like, are y'all not like, it's just weird that as humans, we really don't perceive stuff and view it the exact same way. It's just very weird to me. I think I am in the minority of people who I'm not team Kathy. I'm damn sure not team Lisa either. That's the thing. I think some people think that this is a black or white situation where it's like, either you completely on Kathy's side or you completely on Lisa Rinna's side. And I feel like there's gray. Both of them are wrong. And I think more so because, put it like this, because Lisa Rinna is over exaggerating and is already not really liked by most Real Housewives fans, that it's easier to just say, it's all Lisa, it's all Lisa, all Lisa, and not put any onus at all on Kathy. And I've also already went on a rant about how I feel about how people come for Kyle. Long story short, I feel like y'all are basing their relationship off of the way that you guys' relationship work with your siblings or how you may see other people, but everybody doesn't have a cookie cutter relationship with their siblings, and we only know what we see on this TV. This is the second season that Kathy has been on. We have never truly really seen the relationship between Kathy and Kyle. And we've really never even really seen it we've seen this much of Kim and Kyle. Do you know they're not on our TVs that long? So I think a lot of times, anyway, let's get into it. Oh, first of all, I want to say Andy did apologize on his show to Garcelle, as he should have, about how he acted last week during the reunion and not taking her book seriously, as he should have. Because, like I said, we dragged the fuck out of you as we should. Bravo, Andy. How dare you? How dare you? You better fucking apologize. So anyway, so let's get into it. So the first package that we have here is Erica. So they showed a package, and I think Andy said something to the effect of like, did you, like, looking at that package, pretty much, how do you feel about yourself? And she was like, she didn't need to look at the package to realize that she was trying to numb her pain. She just was going through a lot. When it comes to the whole Jax thing, now Garcelle said that she didn't really realize how bad it was until she actually saw it, and it actually pissed her off even more. And she just wanted to ask Erica, like, why him? And Erica was like, it wasn't Jax. Like, it wasn't like I'm specifically going after Jax. It was me being irresponsible and me just trying to pick and find anybody, which I do agree with. I do think that it wasn't because it was, oh, let me come for Garcelle's side. I really do think it was she was being drunk as hell and just belligerent as fuck. Big facts. Then we get on to what I wanted to know, which is why, because I can't even call him Finance Mauricio anymore, because you just lost everything for me. Andy said, there was a scene where Dorit, Dorit, Kyle, PK, and Mauricio, y'all was sitting there laughing about it. Mauricio said, I'm glad that she did it. I think it's actually funny. And Andy was like, that was pretty, like, disturbing, like, to see y'all laugh about that. And I was like, see, I actually didn't see it. So, like, I didn't know. But when I saw it, I felt so bad. But why is that funny? Because like she said, if it was any one of y'all kids, this would be that would have been like a storyline for a whole damn season. That would have been a storyline, period. And so then when they go over to Dorit was like, let me say this. I was taken aback, okay? I felt like somebody had just, like, stabbed me. Why are y'all so overdramatic? And so then, so Garcelle was like, so I'm lost. Like, what, did you have an out-of-body experience? Because Garcelle's thing was like, Dorit, you didn't even really say nothing to her. You just said, he's trying to get his mama flowers. Like, what is that supposed to do? And then Dorit was like, when me and Erica went out to eat later and I told her that wasn't very nice, blah, 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 blah. So then Andy was like, did you accept Erica's apology? And she was like, I mean, I accepted it. But the thing about what she was pretty much really saying was, I accepted the apology, but, like, I'm just going to accept it because there's nothing else I can do in this group. You people like to apologize real fast so that we can move on, and you don't allow the other person to, like, sit in their feelings and be mad about it or whatever. So I accepted the apology. So then we move on to the lawsuit. Now, apologize, y'all. Erica was just dismissed from the fraud lawsuit that I had talked about in another video before. Pretty much she was dismissed from having any wrongdoing in the entire thing, aka Erica did not know that they were misappropriating funds, which is what, for the most part, I've been saying. And she says Sutton actually was the first person to text her and say congratulations. And how did we get here? So I don't know if it was Andy who was like, people, I don't know if it was Andy or Kyle, but somebody said something about like, now that all of this has happened, oh yeah, now that Tom has been disbarred and, they said that he was misappropriating funds, can you finally say that they were victims? And she said, yeah, but they're not mine. And I've always said to y'all, that I think that is where Erica is getting frustrated. I don't think she's necessarily frustrated about the victim's part. It's just that when you guys want her in her head, when you guys say there are victims and we want you to acknowledge the victims, to her, she's hearing we want you to say that you're sorry. And to her, she's not sorry because she's not the one that committed the crime. So that's why I think that's where the miscommunications and stuff like that to me gets blurred. And then they pretty much asked her again about showing empathy. And I'm sorry, maybe I agree. I'm going to say this. I don't say I agree. I empathize with, this is weird, right? This is really weird, but it's the truth. I empathize with Erica because I am the same way. I have a hard time showing empathy. Like, I am empathetic to people, but a lot of times it just don't come across that way. Like, somebody could say something to me and I'll be like this, oh my gosh, you're so terrible. And it comes off very fake and inauthentic, but that's literally, I'm actually working on that though. I am actually in therapy to work on that. But I empathize, I think, so much with Erica because she seems to have a hard time expressing her emotions. And I am the exact same way. It's like you feel it, but Andy ended up saying, because like Erica was like, I do empathize, I do sympathize. And everyone's like, well, it's not landing. And being that person, I can get how that's sometimes very frustrating. It's like, bro, what the fuck do y'all want me to do? I definitely understand Erica because, like I said, as somebody who has a hard time, I think maybe physically or maybe it always verbally, like my empathy landing with people, it does come off as like when people was like, well, it's not landing, you're not doing a good enough job. It's like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do? Do you want me to get on my knees and bawl and cry and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for all of these victims, and oh my gosh, it's just so terrible what Tom did, and I'm just saying that's how it comes across as somebody that's like that too. I have been told plenty of times that I have a hard time, I don't do the best at showing sympathy and empathy. So it's hard when you feel something and you feel like that's what you're portraying, but everybody around you is telling you that it's not. That's hard, especially from you. It's like what you guys in your, put it like this, in Erica's head and in my head, when people say that to me, we think of like the complete extreme version of empathy and sympathy, which is breaking down and crying and stuff like that. So that can get frustrating when you're not that type of person. You're not a crier. You're not none of that. So I think I empathize with the fact that she doesn't have the best time showing empathy. So yeah, I did say to put here though that she used a terrible plane reference because she was like, okay, you know how like when the plane is going down, I thought she was talking about the actual victims. She was like, how I would say you got to put your mask on first. I'm like, ooh, girl. That was a terrible reference for that, for the timing of that. And then they talked about everything, that she said and Aspen, and Kyle was pretty much was like, you was completely out of control. Erica was like, I wasn't out of control. I was angry. Okay, so you were out of control. So let's flip the words then. No, or let's add in some words here. You were out of control because you were angry, or you was angry, so you was out of control. But Erica, you was out of control that night. Facts of the matter, you was. So then, Kyle talks about how it was hard. It's hard being Erica's friend because she gets so much shit for being cool with her. And Erica pretty much just said that she's tired of being berated time and time again. For 2 years, she's been berated. And like I said, and they talked about her empathy not landing. We just talked about all that. What else got here? Oh, the earrings. So like I told y'all in one of the videos I talked about, she did actually end up giving up the earrings, and Andy brought that up. And he said, but you're also on appeal to get them back. And then Erica said, well, no, he said, he's like, you're trying to get the earrings back. And she said, we're on appeal for legal reasons. And he said, so you're trying to get the earrings back. And she said, we're on appeal for legal reasons. And then Andy said, we're kind of saying the same thing. And she said, we are, but we're not. And I think that might go over most people's heads. And this could be a lie, but I think what she is saying is, yes, I guess in technicality, yes, I am fighting. I am technically fighting to get the earrings back. But in reality, it's not really about the earrings. It's probably about a ruling as to why the earrings. You get what I'm saying? It probably has nothing to do with the actual earrings itself, and probably, I would assume, probably connected to the ruling or whatever the judge looked at to connect it to that. This is what I'm thinking, and I don't know, but this is what I'm thinking. I still don't think she would get it back, but this is the appeal that I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe her appeal would be, because I was just found of, like, no wrongdoing and me not having any knowledge of everything that happened, then wouldn't that kind of play into this case a little bit of saying, well, look, yes, I got these earrings from that money, but I didn't know anything about it, so why should it be taken? Do you get what I'm saying? So I think what she's saying when she said we're talking about the same thing, but we're not. Like, yes, the earrings is like the front of the case, but the underlying reason has nothing to do with the earrings. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking when she says that. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. They said, did you talk to Tom? She says barely, every now and again, and it's just a high and by type of thing. And then he asked, did you miss your lifestyle? Now, she never answered the question, but obviously she do. But she was just like, look, I'm not the type of person that's going to complain. I haven't complained this whole time. I haven't been like, oh my gosh, my house. Oh my gosh, what was me? And even Garcelle was like, that's true. That's true. That's why I said to y'all in the beginning, when all of this happened, I feel like if there's anybody that could deal with a lifestyle change like that, it would be her, because me and Erica are very similar in the sense of like, man, shit gotta get done regardless of the situation. It don't really matter what the fuck is going on. I still gotta sustain myself. And like she said, me sitting around and me crying about it is not gonna do anything. So I don't play, she's not a woe is me type of person. Do you get what I'm saying? She's not a woe is me type of person. So then we move on to Kathy. So Kathy, before she comes in, she's in the back room talking about, okay, yeah, looking at her outfit. She did look cute. Kathy, you did look cute. And she was like, I've thrown a Barbie party for Paris every single year for her birthday. Did you know that? And I'm just like, well, what about the year she was locked up in that damn box in the middle of nowhere? I'm not letting that go, y'all. I don't care. I'm not going to let it go. This is what I want to say about Kathy Hilton before we get into it. Some of y'all got to take y'all blinders off. And I noticed that this happens a lot. A lot of people, they really have a hard time being unbiased. Just because you don't like someone, that doesn't mean that every single thing that they say is wrong. You just don't like them. Y'all know on this channel, one thing I don't do is Lisa Rinna. I can't stand her. And even in this situation, I can't stand her. However, just because I don't like Lisa Rinna, that doesn't mean that the person that she's now ops with, I'm automatically on their side. No, this is a situation where I'm not on nobody's side. And I don't understand how, if y'all was to really sit down and go back and watch this reunion, I don't understand how anybody is like Team Kathy. The only thing that you can really be Team Kathy about is the fact that, yes, I believe that Lisa is absolutely over exaggerating everything that happened. Absolutely. That's where I'm on Kathy's side. Bitch, you embellishing like shit. You are over exaggerating the whole situation for your benefit. But at the same time, I'm not sitting over here saying that, because what it comes down to is Lisa is over embellishing, but she's not lying. I mean, she's not lying about what happened. She's probably lying, but she is over exaggerating the situation, if that makes sense. But she's not really lying, but she is. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, at the basis of the situation, Kathy was talking shit. That's a fact. That's why Kathy apologized. But is Lisa overdoing it? Yes. Let's get into it. How much time we got? Yeah, let's get into it. So we get down or whatever. Kathy gets there, whatever, sits next to Kyle, says hi. So they play the package, okay? Now, during the package about Kathy, they pretty much show, when Lisa was like, when Lisa was going through everything and saying what Kathy had said about Kyle, like, you know how they have the little boxes on the bottom, on the bottom you see Kathy. This shit did gag me. Kathy was like, and you ready to swear on that? You ready to swear your life on the Bible that I said that? And that shit was hilarious to me for some reason. Lisa was shook. I forgot to say that. At the end of the last episode, first of all, I think that Lisa was kind of putting on a little bit, talking to herself, but because she was doing it in front of the cameras, and she was like, you just got to tell truth. You just got to tell truth. I do think she was putting on a little bit, but I do think that she is genuinely scared of Kathy to a degree, just because of the social commodity that Kathy Hilton has. I do think she is truly terrified to a degree. So let's get into it. And let's really get into it. So let's start off with the tequila part. Andy says, well, no, a viewer wrote in and said, why can't Kathy promote her liquor if everybody else promotes their stuff? I want to ask that viewer, who the fuck said that Kathy can't promote her stuff? Who said that? Who said that Kathy can't promote her stuff? Who said that? Okay, so you viewer, you just shut the hell up. Kathy was like, I didn't know that there was as much footage of my tequila as there was. I didn't think there was a lot, because the camera wasn't directly on me, so I just didn't know. And a lot of this to me, like, I'm sorry, maybe it's just me, but a lot of the shit that Kathy said, it just rubbed me the wrong way, because a lot of this to me just showed how selfish to me Kathy is, because a lot of this was me. The whole thing, the cameras wasn't on me. So because the cameras wasn't directly in your face, you think that the cameras didn't catch any of your stuff. That doesn't make sense, Kathy. You've been on TV long enough at this point to know. So because you wasn't sitting like this, Kathy Tequila by Kathy Hilton. Because you wasn't like that in front of every camera, you think that nobody saw your stuff? That doesn't make any sense, Kathy. First of all, you wouldn't shut the hell up about your damn tequila. So how could any of us not know anything about it like that? Okay, whatever. So then when it comes to the whole Kemosabe thing, she was like, then when it comes to the whole Kemosabe thing, I was more so upset because I thought that that Kyle was throwing something for me so that she could show off my stuff, because they had a couple of bottles there. So then Andy was like, so were you mad at Lisa about the whole thing with the Kendall Jenner tequila? And she was like, no, I wasn't mad at her. I was more so disappointed with Kyle because I thought, that it was something for me. And so I got my hopes up. So that's my fault. That's my fault. Now I see people on Twitter being like, well, why is Kyle crying when Kathy just said that it's her fault? That was passive aggressively. Listen to how she said that. First of all, the fact that you even thought that it was just for you is a problem within itself. Unless Kyle specifically said to you, Kathy, when we go to Kemosabe, we are going to set some shit up just for you. That is some selfish shit and some privileged shit to think. We're going to come to this. First of all, let's go back for a second. This whole Kemosabe thing, Kyle been talking about it for months. And she always said she was excited because it's her favorite store, because you get to pick out a hat. That was her biggest thing, that you get to pick out a hat. That's why she was excited to go. So for you to think, oh, well, I thought she was throwing something just for me, that is extremely selfish. And I don't understand how people don't get that. And then people are like, oh, well, she just said that she's mad at herself. That's her being passive aggressive. When she was like, listen to what she said. She said, no, I was more so disappointed in Kyle. But that's my fault. That's my fault for thinking that she was going to do something for me. That's passive aggressive. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That is passive aggressive as hell to say that. That's passive aggressive, point blank, period. It is. I don't care what nobody says. It is. So Kyle gets upset and was just like, Kyle was just like, okay, so yet again, everything is my fault. And even Andy said, I'm confused. Like, so you not mad at Lisa, but you mad at Kyle. Even Andy, but he got cut off, was gonna say that. He was like, I'm confused. Like, I don't understand. It did not make sense. The same way at the end, how everybody tried to say, when Garcelle said to Kyle, like, why aren't you mad at Lisa? It's the same thing. You literally said, I was annoyed with Lisa, but I was mad at Kyle and disappointed in Kyle because I thought that she was doing something for me and it wasn't about me. That is some selfish shit. Point blank, period. It's selfish. It's selfish. I don't care. So then, of course, so Kyle starts crying. First of all, Kyle is emotional, so I don't even understand why y'all know Kyle will cry at the drop of a dime. She over dramatic as hell. So Kyle starts crying because she was like, you blaming everything on me. So that's that. So to me, that's number one of that's something very selfish. Number two, let's go into the selfishness of it. The club. I don't get how this whole club thing, how none of y'all is calling this out as a Karen thing. I've seen people do it. Thank y'all for y'all who've called it out. That whole club situation was Kathy's fucking fault, and she pulled a Karen. That's exactly what she happened. So she said they go to the club. She goes up to the DJ, and this is all out of Kathy's mouth. Kathy says, I go up to the DJ, and I was trying to get his attention, but he was looking down or whatever. So I got frustrated. Number one, that's a red flag to me, because if he's a DJ, he's doing his job. You coming up to him within his space, I know a lot of DJs, that shit's annoying when y'all motherfuckers try to come up into their space and try to talk to them when they're working, because he's working. So that's number one. So because somebody didn't give you exactly what you thought you deserved, you went and you pulled the Karen and you went and you got the manager. So then Kathy says she goes and she finds the manager, and she tells the manager, hey, can you guys, play some different music? Like I'll pay you guys to play some different music. And she said that the manager said back to her, no, I'm sorry, it's too busy. Let's pause for a second. He didn't say, no, bitch, get the hell out of my face. He didn't even say what he said later, which is like, where the fuck you from? You from LA? You might as well get out of there. He said, no, because it's too busy. And because you could not take no as an answer, because you're not used to no as an answer, and you think you can pay for everything, you said, well, I don't understand why, because all of the times I come here in the south of France and in London and stuff, I can pay for this. If that's not elitism at its finest, if that's not being, what's the word I'm looking for? Entitled, privileged, but y'all still want to hop on the internet and cape for this woman. She literally got in her bag because she asked if somebody could do something specifically for her, and they told her no because it was busy. And then you go off to throw out all of these names to try to make yourself high and mighty, which is why the manager said, where are you from? Oh, I'm from LA. Well, you can go back to LA. Facts. I don't care how much money you got. This is my club. This is my shit. I don't care how much money you got. If I told you the answer is no, the answer is no. So because Kathy Hilton is a rich white woman, she is not accustomed to not being able to buy her way into something, to buy somebody, or to be told no. So because of that, she caught an attitude and wanted to leave the club. So she says she walks out and she went to go get Kyle and said, Kyle, I want to go. And then Kyle pretty much was like, no. And everybody on Twitter talking about something. If my sister would have came and got me and said that we was leaving, that we was leaving. No, bullshit. Just like Kyle said, Kyle was like, you didn't even come downstairs and tell me why. You didn't tell me what happened. You came to me and said, we're leaving and we're leaving now. I don't know how the rest of y'all, the rest of y'all could let y'all siblings talk to y'all like that. And the rest of y'all could run stupid and blind behind y'all siblings. I don't do that shit. If I'm out here having a good time and something like that happened, first of all, I'm a grown ass woman. Nobody's going to come in my face and tell me what I am and what I'm not going to do. Like she said, you should have came to her and said, and honestly, if you would have told me that situation, I still would have told you that you was in the wrong, because Kathy was in the wrong. But you got in your feelings and pretty much yelled at Kyle about leaving. So Kyle was like, you yelled in my face and said, we're going and we're going now. Like, that's not how you talk to people. And I would have to agree. So everybody pretty much agrees that Kathy was acting a damn fool. And then, we talk about, sorry, how much time left? Not no time. So then before we get to the end, Erica pretty much was like, because I think Anthony was like, can y'all tell me what happened? Erica says that she saw Kathy storming like off of the dance floor and was coming towards her. And she was like, what's wrong, Kathy? And that Kathy said it's this fucking, and then said the F word, that gay slur, that people try to call gay people. And it just got real quiet. And Kathy was like, I would never say that. I would never say that. I have way more credibility than you do. My reputation is sterling, da 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 da. And so Andy said that they did do an HR investigation and nothing was really proven. It was just a he say, she say type of thing. So then Kathy reads on Erica was late. I don't understand why y'all went up for that. Nothing that Kathy said wasn't something that's already been said. Like, oh, she said, well, why wasn't nothing in the press leaking about you walking around with your big bag and your furs? And she's like, stuff that I have from 20 years ago. Like, somebody seeing me walking down the street with lavish stuff is not a news story. Kathy wanted to read Erica, but she couldn't. She couldn't because all of the reads on Erica have been done already. What are you saying? She's like, all of that stuff isn't yours. Girl, that's not a read. That's something that Ben said. Like, does that make sense? Like, Kathy can't read. It's fine. She's older. So then, we go to the Lisa and Kathy thing and what happened when they left the club. So obviously, Lisa talked about how they got into the Sprinter and Kathy was going off. And Kathy was just like, I felt comfortable talking to somebody that I thought was my friend. And Rinna, do you remember sitting up there and shaking your head and agreeing with me? And Rinna's like, no, I do not. I believe that Rinna was sitting up there and agreeing with everything because Rinna's messy like that. So I do believe that. And then, Lisa talks about the whole thing about how she said she was going to take down NBC and Bravo. And Kathy was like, I never said that. I did not say that. So that whole back and forth thing. Now let's get on to the text message. This is another reason how I don't understand why y'all don't think why everybody's on Team Kathy. So then he brings up the text message. He was like, so there's a quote unquote text message that came from you, and they showed the screenshot. And Kathy was like, you want to know the thing about that is? I don't have that message. And so then Lisa was like, I really don't want to have to do. So she pulled out her phone and handed it to Andy. Andy was like, well, text message right here. Well, I don't have that. Girl, just because I know you old, Kathy, so you don't know. Just because you deleted on your phone, that doesn't mean that it's deleted on somebody else's phone. And people are like, oh, well, she's probably lying. They can easily verify Kathy's number. That's not hard to do. That's not hard to do. If you think that Bravo didn't cover their ass legally and make sure that shit was legit before they did it, you're out of your damn mind. Kathy absolutely sent that text message to her about not saying anything and then lied. That's what I don't understand. She, just like Lisa is lying about, like I said, I think Lisa is embellishing the shit that she said, but she did say shit. So anyway, then they talk about how it leaked to the press. And I told you I was interested in this. Erica was like, me and Nikki, which is Nikki Hillen, we have the same publicist. So why would I do that? And then Kathy was like, I don't think he would do that. But if y'all remember, they showed a clip of her publicist standing right there, by the girls while they were talking about it. So don't say you don't think he would do that. Publicists are messy as hell, whether he worked for your daughter or not, girl. So then Lisa, I think, they talk about how it got all out into the press. And Lisa was like, well, when I got back, I got a call from TMZ and they was asking me about it. So they already knew. I don't believe that. I don't believe Lisa. I don't believe Lisa Rinna at all. Kathy was like, when it comes to Kyle, she was like, let me give Kyle what she wants and let me go on camera and apologize to her. So that's why she came over to her house. And she was like, but I was more so annoyed because then when I got there, like, you wanted me to apologize to Lisa. Now, y'all know I don't really go up for Kyle all like that, but I will defend Kyle in this sense. Even in that clip that they played, Kyle did not say, do you want to apologize to Lisa? She said, well, Lisa is about to come over or whatever, so I don't know if you want to stay or whatever. And then Kyle ended up saying in reunion, I gave you the option. That is true. She never said, stay here so you can apologize. She said, Lisa is actually coming over. So if you want to talk to her, you can. And like she said, she gave you the option. Kathy, you a grown-ass woman. The minute that she said Lisa was coming, you could have just said, okay, well, I'm out of here. Okay, well, thanks, love you, sis, and I'm out. But you didn't. You stayed. That's facts of the matter. So then she was like, well, I just don't understand. Like, why did I have to apologize to her? You didn't. Let me make sure I'm clear. Kathy Hilton did not have to apologize to Lisa for shit. For nothing. Okay. And so Lisa was like, because you did it to me. She didn't do shit to you, so shut up. And Kathy was like, I tried to apologize to you, but you wanted me to do it on camera because your contract is coming up and you need a storyline. Now that is a cold, hard fact, ladies and gentlemen. Lisa, you don't have a fucking storyline. So Kathy is absolutely right. That's why you dragged this shit, because you needed a storyline. That is a fact. That's what I'm saying. Everybody can be right and everybody can be wrong in every situation. So then she was like, Lisa, you have thrown... Sorry, y'all. She was like, you have pretty much thrown everybody and their mama underneath the damn bus when it comes to everything. So you want to talk about, people bullying when you're the biggest bully in the whole wide world. And so long story short, it's like, you just need to completely stay out of it, Lisa. You talk about being so traumatized, but look at the shit that you have done. And You know, Kyle pretty much has like a whole little heart attack about everything that's going on. And this is what I think. Everybody's upset with Kyle not defending Kathy. But I think what it is that it's hard for me to defend you, Kathy, because in our reality, you did say bad things about me. You did. You did say bad stuff about me. You just probably didn't say it to the degree of what she's saying. But the point of the matter is that you still said it. If you would have never talked about Kyle in the first place, we would not be here. So I think that's why Kyle is kind of in the middle, because it's like, yeah, you are overdoing it, Lisa. But at the end of the day, Kathy, you was talking shit about me, and that hurts my feelings. We wouldn't even be here if you wouldn't have said shit about me. So yeah, y'all get in the comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm out. Bye.